How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we are going to be looking at the 23-24 Premier League season for one of our first times actually. Today, I thought I would try and delay these videos as much as possible, but I didn't even realise the Premier League is actually starting fairly soon, so I thought we do need to start to look ahead to the season now. So this is the start of many videos I have coming out regarding the 23-24 season. So make sure you stay tuned for that and subscribe with your notifications on, so you will see those videos. But anyway, as you can see, we are doing the breakout star from every Premier League club. So what I mean by breakout star is essentially, in order to qualify this, you need to not really be an established Premier League player. You haven't really proven yourself in the Prem. Maybe you're a youngster and you've had a couple minutes but not really. Maybe you're a new signing, or you've been in the side for a while but never really been consistent. So these are all players who I believe could this season turn into maybe starters or get some more minutes and do very well. So we're going through one from each club. Of course, let me know who you think your club's breakout star is. And let's begin. So we're starting off with Arsenal, and we have Jakub Kiwior. Now Arsenal is quite tough as most of their players are already established players. So I've gone for one who maybe has a bit more to prove in Kiwior. Kiwior joined in January and he looked pretty solid at the back for Arsenal. While he didn't rip up any trees, he seemed like he was capable of playing at this level, and I think in his first full season, with Arsenal playing the Champions League and more likely now to rotate their squad, Kiwior will be used a lot this season and could well prove to be a really good centre-back option. Aston Villa, Cameron Archer. A player who for years now has been very highly rated at Villa but never really given a proper chance. Well, this season looks like this will finally be his time. Archer has been prolific in the Championship, scoring 18 in 40 games over the course of 2 loan spells in the league, despite being just a teenager at the time. He's already got Premier League experience, playing 9 times for Villa, and at age 21, having come off the back of another impressive loan last season, Archer looks set to stay at Villa and ready to play as a striker in the Premier League. And I think with Emery playing a 4-4-2 and Villa playing more games due to being in Europe, this seems like the perfect time for Archer to break into that Villa side, and I expect him to play plenty of games this season. Bournemouth, Milos Kirks, I'm not sure how you say his name. A new signing who is a bit of a coup for Bournemouth, who thought of Lazio to sign him, and it's clear to see why he had so much interest. Kirks enjoyed an incredible season last year with AZ Alkmaar, making 52 appearances last season, registering 5 goals and 7 assists from left back as we reach the semi-finals of the Conference League. This is all at the age of 18, by the way. He won his first senior cap for Hungary when he was 18 as well, debuting in a 1-0 win against Germany, and has started the past 3 qualifiers. He's very experienced for his age and a left back who will suit new manager Iraola's style of play, and I think could surprise a few this season. Brentford, Kevin Schade. A new signing, kinda. He was on loan last season from January, and after 18 games, despite not scoring a goal, Schade's move was made permanent for 35 million. But he's got some great quality. He's absolutely rapid, very good with the ball at his feet, and great at linking up play. Now with Ivan Toney banned until January, Sharda will have the responsibility of being Brentford's main man, and I think he could thrive with this, and now he's had some time to adapt and understand the Prem and Brentford's style of play. This season could be the year he steps up and shows he's the long-term replacement for Ivan Toney. Next up is Brighton, and we have Andy Moran. Now Brighton are known for having a breakout star every season, so this could be anybody, but Andy Moran I'm tipping to be the next one to join the list. Moran is an attacking mid who they scouted from Ireland 2 years ago, and last season was great in the Academy League, getting 12 goal contributions in 14 matches at just 19. He recently signed a new contract with Brighton, indicating their faith in him, and last season made his first senior appearance. There's talk he could go on loan, but I think if he sticks around, he could be used with Brighton in Europe and could develop into a really good attacking mid. Burnley, Luca Colascio, I think that's how you say the name. Another new signing who could make an instant impact. Luca has joined Burnley this summer from Espanyol. He is a young 18-year-old striker who, as I said, was signed from Espanyol and made 5 appearances for them in La Liga. And considering they were in a relegation battle, that shows the trust they had in him. He's also been called up to 3 national teams already, with the USA, Canada and Italy all fighting for him to join them, which again tells you all you need to know about his talent. Company has a proven track record of developing youngsters at Burnley, with the likes of Nathan Teller exploding last season. Luca could be an underrated signing who slowly develops into a star at Burnley this year. Chelsea, Andre Santos. One of many players who could break out next season for Chelsea, but I think Santos could be the pick of a bunch. Santos has arrived back from a loan in Brazil and is a 19-year-old midfielder who has a lot of hype already. He's already got a cap for Brazil, and despite Chelsea buying him just recently, Barcelona were reportedly trying to sign him from Chelsea, even though he's never even played a game from Chelsea. Now it seems like he won't be sent out on loan and will be given a chance this season, and in that midfield role, if Caicedo, don't know if that's getting over the line, if that doesn't happen, we don't have many midfielders, so Santos will get plenty of minutes and could prove his worth. Crystal Palace, Matheus Franca. Now it feels weird calling a £25 million new signing a breakout star, but that's what I have to call Franco, as despite this, I don't think many people know of him or expect him much. Franca, who can play across the front line as well as in midfield, caught the eye of a number of Premier League clubs following a breakthrough season with Flamengo in Brazil. Chelsea and Newcastle had been linked with the teenager, but Palace have managed to sign him, and Franca is regarded as a huge talent in South America, which is a real coup for Palace, and Franca will likely be the Wilfried Zaha replacement. Now, these are massive shoes to fill for a 19-year-old, but given how successful other Brazilians have done coming from that league to the Prem, e.g. Gabriel Martinelli, Franca, who is rated a lot higher than Martinelli was when he left Brazil, could well turn into a superstar this season. Everton, Kataya Kuyate, I think that's how you say his name. Now, Everton have struggled for goal, and mainly a goal scorer up top when Calvert-Lewin is not fit has been their main issue. Well, this might give a chance for one of their youth academy boys to step up this season, and Kataya Kuyata could be that guy. A dynamic attacker, Kuyate possesses impressive speed, skill and power. He featured regularly for Everton under-18s in the early months of the 2020-21 season and broke into the under-23s team before a hamstring injury ended his season. He's highly rated and talked about by the youth coaches at Everton, including the likes of David Unsworth, and in pre-season has been with the first team squad, where he's done well and scored his first ever Everton goal. So maybe with Calvert-Lewin always injured, and if Everton don't sign another striker, Kouyaté could get some minutes next season and be a real wild card who stuns opposition. Fulham, Luke de Fugulelos. Absolutely butchered that name. We'll just call him Luke. So Fulham is a hard one, as they have quite an old and established squad, but Luke is one of the younger members of the squad who is breaking into the side. He's just 19 and has come through the ranks at Fulham, patiently working his way through the youth teams. Last season he played regularly for the under-21 and under-18 squad as a defender. Luke earned his first pro contract this year and was one of a few youngsters who were taken on Fulham's pre-season tour in the USA, and he started many games, looking very solid. He's a very useful player as he can play anywhere across the back line, so he could definitely be used this season as a sort of utility man for Fulham. Liverpool, Ben Doak. Ben Doak is surprisingly very experienced for his age, and I think, despite being so young, could have a breakout year this season. He made his senior debut at the age of just 16 for Celtic in the Scottish Premiership, but before moving to Liverpool last year, where he's again already made 2 senior appearances despite not even being 18 yet. He's a very exciting and direct right winger who is clearly rated by Jurgen Klopp and has been used quite a bit in pre-season, also scoring a goal, so I think he might be used as a backup for Salah this season, and he could potentially be a very good one. Luton, Ryan Giles, a new signing but one who I think could explode next season for Luton. Giles is a 23-year-old left back and last season's was sensational in the Championship. He achieved 11 assists from left back on loan at Middlesbrough, the third highest in the division. He's a super creative, quick attacking fullback, and while there seems to be questions on him defensively, at Luton he will play as a wing back in their back 5 system, so he should have freedom to fly forward, and I think this season he could grab quite a few assists for Luton. Man City, Oscar Bob. Now City is a hard one, there's not many break in due to their amazing squad, but Bob could be an outside shout. Last season in Premier League 2, Bob provided a league-high 17 assists in 25 appearances. He's a very talented player with great dribbling and creative numbers. He's also very tactically flexible, playing in the midfield or as a striker, despite his position being a right winger. He's been called up to the pre-season tour for City and played a few minutes, and with Mahrez gone, maybe Bernardo Silva going as well, Bob could well get some minutes next season on the right wing. Man United, Facundo Pellistri, a player who has been in and around the United squad for quite a while but never really given a proper chance, but that could all change this season. Since joining United in 2020, he's only made 4 appearances and been sent out on 2 loans in La Liga. Nevertheless, he's a very talented winger and is a regular in the Uruguay national team, playing at the World Cup for them. In fact, he's made double the amount of appearances for Uruguay than he has his actual club, United, which is very strange to see. But Pellistri, at 21, could be in line for a breakout year. It seems he won't be sent out on loan, and having had a year with Ten Hag to get used to his style, Pellistri in pre-season is starting to look good. And if Anthony and Sancho don't sort themselves out, that right wing slot is open for Pellistri to take. Newcastle, Elliot Anderson. Newcastle have one of the older sides in the squad, with Anderson being one of the youngest members of the squad, yet he has already become a valuable member of the team. He made 22 appearances in the Prem last season from midfield in his first season with Newcastle, and looks like a very exciting player with his great dribbling ability. Now you might say that last year was his breakout season, but with Newcastle playing in Europe this year, their squad depth will be tested more, meaning there will likely be more opportunities this season for Anderson to shine, and I think now that he's had a taste of Premier League football, we will truly see more output and performances from him. Nottingham Forest, Hwang Yi-zhou. Now this one is weird because Hwang is actually 30 years old, so me tipping him to be a breakout star seems a bit odd. But hear me out. The forward was signed last season from FC Seoul, but was immediately sent out on loan to Olympiacos, hence why you probably have never heard of him. Now, Hwang didn't enjoy the best of times last year. His loan at Olympiacos was cut short and he was sent back to Seoul on loan, and he played at the World Cup for South Korea but didn't do too much. However, before that he was great, and the reason Forest signed him was because he was a consistent goal scorer in Ligue 1 for Bordeaux. He hit double digits for goals in Ligue 1 for 3 years in a row, and on his return to Forest has done decent in pre-season. Maybe he could be a useful striker next season for Forest if he stays around. Spurs, Destiny Udogie. Another new signing. Udogie is a very promising player who I think could shock a lot of people this season. Udogie was actually signed last season but sent straight on loan to Udinese, where he did great. From left wing back he grabbed 7 goal contributions, and at the age of just 20 looks to be a future talent. He's back at Spurs now, and while Ange is going to play a back four, which may not entirely suit Udogie, he's looked good in pre-season, and I think he will be the starting left back for Spurs and could surprise a few with just how good he is going forward. Sheffield United, Anis Slimane. Now this is a name we spoke about a lot in the underrated transfer videos, so I'm not going to speak a lot about him here if you want to hear more than just watch that, but to summarise briefly, it looks like it's going to be a tough year for Sheffield, but Slimane could shine. He probably has the best ability in that team and looks to be a very good signing. West Ham, Divin Mubamba. Now this kid looks like a real talent, and I think for sure this season will be a name a lot of you become familiar with. Divin Mubamba is a 18-year-old striker who is very, very promising. Last season he showed glimpses of what he was capable of, as he made his first team debut in a Conference League group game, instantly making an impact, getting an assist. He then got his Premier League debut against Arsenal and an FA Cup debut over Derby County. He also scored his first ever goal in a Conference League round of 16 match. At under 21 level, the striker found a rich vein of form, scoring 16 goals in 24 appearances, and considering he was 17 at the time, playing versus players 3 or 4 years older than him, that shows his level. And with Danny Ings and Mikel Antonio aging out, Mubamba could be set for a huge season and will expect to pick up quite a few minutes. Wolves, the last team, João Gomez. And with Ruben Neves gone and also João Moutinho, the Wolves midfield looks set for a revamp, and the man who could step up is João Gomez. Gomez joined Wolves last January from Brazil and made a pretty instant impact, adapted to the Prem really well in his first half season. This will be his first full season of Premier League football, and I think it could be a good one, where Gomez could show everybody his amazing ability and really step up this season, as Wolves definitely need him to make an impact. But there we go. That is every club's breakout star of the 23-24 season. Let me know which ones you agree with or disagree with in the comments below. And if you have enjoyed, please do leave a like, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in another video. Peace.